Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the fourth episode of Inno-Vision, your guide to innovation and entrepreneurship. I'm your host Ananya Kapoor, and today I'm joined with Mr. Arjun Deshpande. So it's a pleasure to have you on our podcast.
Thank you for having me here.
So Mr. Deshpande is a dynamic and accomplished individual who's made significant strides in entrepreneurship and healthcare. He has created the visionary company Generic Aadhaar, which focuses on making medicines affordable and easily accessible to the masses. So, sir, let's start with our first question.
Yeah, please.
So, what are some of the childhood experiences or influences that have shaped your career?
So I believe the Generic Aadhaar, what I started around my age of 16, around 4 years back from now, it was about building something for affordable healthcare. So when I started Generic Aadhaar, so it is not was about childhood experience or something, because I have just done my 10th standard examination, and when I started Generic Aadhaar, so it was not just for making money out of it. So I saw the real problem on the ground, that people are not getting medicines at affordable price. And when I went to one of the medical store near my surrounding region just to buy something, and I found out there was one Dadaji, he must be at the age of 70, 80s. So he was requesting the medical store owner for the credit on his monthly medicine bill. And that Dadaji was not having the money at the same moment. So I just have a word with that old person, that what is all issue about. So he mentioned me that his wife was having cancer, and his son is an auto rickshaw driver in Mumbai. So he was not able to buy the necessary medication every month to month. So as a young kid, I found out this is a burning problem and I have to fix this up. Because when we say about entrepreneurship or innovations, so one thing we have to solve is about the big problem in the market. So from there, I started the venture, and I believe that experience we can get after solving a big problem when we build a venture out of it. So I think that was my first experience into it.
So, what are some of the life lessons that you learned during school that have also made you think about all of this in your 10th? Like, it's a very at a young age, you don't really expect to think about people so much, but was there something that made you start thinking like this?
So in my school, from my childhood, I was not dedicated to start a business. So in my mind, it was clear that definitely I have to do my all the formal graduation and everything. But when the problem I saw, the real problem, that was a thing that I thought that this should be solved on. So that was a time when I started my venture after my 10th standard examination. So it, as I mentioned earlier as well, that it was not with my school's days, that from the childhood that I always was dreaming that I have to be build a business or an entrepreneurship journey I have to start off. So it is a natural thing, and I always tell many budding entrepreneurs that don't just think that I have to start a business. See or solve a big problem. Eventually, you can build an unicorn. Because India have a population of 130 crore people, and if we solve a big problem, definitely we can solve a huge ventures altogether. So today, what Generic Aadhaar is all into, it's about we are present in 500 stores we are having across the nation, and we are serving the people on the ground each and every day. So it is about to solve the big problem what we can see on the ground.
So, what are some of the key leadership lessons you learned throughout building your own company?
So I believe that the team or the leadership every day. So when you have a responsibility on yourself, today Generic Aadhaar, we have given around 8,000 employments, direct, indirectly across India. So I believe the leadership quality comes when we have the responsibility on ourselves. So when we have to have the responsibility of 8,000 people every month, so that time is the time that we have to adapt the leadership qualities and to find out the right things for each and every individual at our organization level. So I believe it is all about the things what we build on day-to-day basis, and that will make you a good leader also, and a good team leader, what we can say.
So, are there any specific challenges you faced during your professional journey?
So I believe in entrepreneurship. So as we all, I think, share the same age group. So I believe that challenges will be definitely there. So at my very initial days when I started my venture Generic Aadhaar, at that time I just finished my school and everything. So when I saw the problem and everything, that I have to build something. So that time definitely parents won't allow this. So that was a time what I did on. I went to 100, 200 medical store that you can onboard with me, and I will change your kind of medical store with Generic Aadhaar and onboard you, aggregate you. So I didn't tell my mother and father that I am building something out of it. My first agreement was done with one of the medical store, and the day was the inauguration day. The just day before that, I went to my mother and father. I told that this is the venture I'm building, and this is the first agreement what I've signed with one of the small medical store owner, and they have agreed because we all have not done something that our parents will trust us at our teenage. So what I first I did, I went to medical store, I signed the agreement, I have shown my parents that I can do this, and if this venture success, this can not just change my life, but with my life, this can change the millions of lives. So that time I mentioned that different kind of my friends will waste the 6 months in different kind of things. We all know what things are. If I can utilize my 6 months in building something good, eventually that can make good kind of impact into society. So my first store started from that. And every day to day in entrepreneurship, so when we say entrepreneur, so the second word I believe is the challenges itself. So we have to tackle the challenges and go ahead with the kind of things.
So, what made you? So you talked about it, about how you thought about generic Aadhaar and how you saw those problems happening. This is something I came up from my own, just thought about it. During COVID, how much effect did it have in the medical industry, your company?
A lot, because in COVID, the time I believe that COVID was not a time to earn money. It was to give back to the society. At Generic Aadhaar, what we did on, it was a time when our venture was booming a lot, because that was a time when Ratan Tata sir himself was have invested in our venture, mentored me, and that time what I saw on ground that one necessary medication, remdesivir or azithromycin, were sold at such a huge price. So 1,000 rupees medicine was sold to the consumer at 1 lakh rupees, 50,000 rupees with a black marketing. So I was the first person across the nation who have distributed thousands of remdesivir free of cost, and all media have covered that. So why I did that? I have to give a message to the society that this is not the time to earn money; it is a time to serve the nation. So because the cost of remdesivir injection is just 1,000 rupees, but the people were dumping it, stocking it, and selling the 1,000 rupees medicines at 1 lakh rupees because of the shortage of the medicine. What we can say. So the main important lesson, or the main blessings, what I can say today, also the families who I provided with remdesivir, they meet me, man. They just give the blessings to me कि बेटा आपकी वजह से हमारे हर महीने मतलब पैसे बचे और आपको आपकी वजह से हमको मेडिसिन मिला टाइम पे. So that is an important thing as a youngster for me.
It's about creating change in the
A change mentality or an impact. So venture should be always with an impact. So eventually, everyone of us have, as an entrepreneur, we have to make money, but with a cause.
Right.
So if there is a cause, definitely a venture will boom in India. So that's the thing.
So, what was the achievement that led you to meet the President of India?
So they better know than me. Because President Madam, when she invited us for appreciating our work, so I think around 8 months back itself. So that was a time when we every day to day, what we are into the venture, we are taking the medicines directly from the same manufacturer. We are cutting down all the unnecessary price given to the consumers. So what we here do, we cut up to 80% price on the medicines. So 10,000 rupees medicine, you will be getting the same molecule at 2,000 rupees. So every day to day with our 2,500 stores, every consumer is saving up to 80%. So that is the real cause what we are solving, and I believe that President Ma'am liked this venture about and what our impact is about. And we are not just working in urban cities. So I personally believe that real India starts 40 kilometers away from the urban cities. So there we have, as a youth of the country, we should work on, because गाँव में जो problems है वो सच में huge है. And अगर as a youth we will solve over there, that will change the time and the impact kind of thing.
So you've talked about Mr. Ratan Tata. What is some of the advice that he's given you that has helped you out?
Advice, I believe that every time I meet Ratan Tata sir himself, every day the learnings are different, because in his entire journey, I am fortunate to get him as a mentor in my venture and the early investor in my venture. So every time I meet him, there is a different learnings, and as an entrepreneur, that is my fortune to get his mentorship. So how to build a venture, how to learn from the failures other entrepreneurs, other businessmen have done earlier. So I believe that many lessons are there, and with his blessings, we are going to the last mile of the country today for affordable healthcare.
So, do you have any team building that occurs during in your company itself with your employees and your other people who work in your
So I
company?
believe that for me personally, team building is very important because we have a pharmacist team. So when we are into Generic Aadhaar, main important core business is about pharma medicines. So we have a team of B Farm and Farm people. So to bring them from different kind of MNC companies, because in India, if you see top 100 MNC companies there of pharma who are running the entire market. So today we are changing that. We are making a regularization in that. So we are bringing the people from the top MNC companies for quality checks and every kind of ifs and buts. So I believe that team building is very important in any kind of startup, and I believe that we should start with a startup, but always dream to build an organization. So today we are on that part to build an organization which can go to the next level and reach out to the last part of the country.
So, how does the company engage with the local community? So, if you have to reach out to someone, you spoke about helping out in the Gaon areas. How do you reach out to them?
So what we do on what we do into that. So we in the three tier cities in the rural part of the country, what we do, we have our physical stores. So today we have around 2,500 physical stores, Generic Aadhaar franchises over there. So today in the smallest part, Kushishwar Rajasthan, you must be not heard about this name, the smallest village not found not on Google as well, in BR. So today there was just one hospital, one doctor, one pharmacy, and the population of the village was 15,000. Today, Generic Aadhaar is present over there with our franchise, and we are serving that 15,000 people in that smallest village of Bihar. So, likewise, in Devariya, in Uttar Pradesh, Kushinagar in Uttar Pradesh, many parts. So, today, the real problem it's in the three tier cities, and where Generic Aadhaar is working towards making healthcare more accessible, more affordable.
So, what are like some of the we have CSR, every company has to somehow follow it. So, how has it made a positive impact in your business?
So CSR, I believe that Generic Aadhaar itself is CSR. Because every day-to-day senior citizens are getting around up to 80% lesser price. So if example, some medicine bill every month on diabetic, hypertension, blood pressure, every medicine bill come around 5,000, 10,000 rupees, we are bringing that to 1,000, 2,000 rupees. So we believe our every consumer is getting the benefit. And that is the real change. The consumer, when our consumer is happy, so we do not sell the products what we have to sell. We sell the products what consumer have to buy eventually.
Okay.
So that is, I believe that is the real social responsibility. What we are solving into, and people are giving a huge response for that.
Right. It's very important because also old people, when they get to a certain age, they don't work and
Correct.
they have their own loans and everything, and medicines just keep increasing their bills so much.
Correct.
And it's a problem in India, I feel like,
Of course.
that healthcare is made expensive and a lot of people struggle with that payments. So, what has been the public response that you've received since the company has been made?
A huge response from people because whenever I go to any kind of store inaugurations or something, many people, senior citizens, and especially senior citizens, if you see our videos or store openings or something like that, you can find out that there are 100 to 200 senior citizens standing over the pension holder. Because I believe that if we cannot increase the every month's budget or something like that, we should reduce the expense. So that thing we are working for making their life more easy or more kind of good kind of thing. So public response is really very amazing what we are feeling, and that is
So, the pharmaceutical industry faces regulatory challenges. So, how do you navigate those challenges? And do you have any advice for entrepreneurs who are working in the pharma industry itself?
pharma industry. I think any of the entrepreneur have to work in pharma specifically. So we have to find the problem first, because if we do not find the problem, so pharma eventually is every connected to direct consumers.
Right.
So firstly, if we find out the real problem, the gap between the consumers and the product, then we can definitely do miracles what we did in Generic Aadhaar itself. So we have to find that gap, we have to fix that, because it is not for any kind of entrepreneur. I will definitely say don't just run behind that I have to start a startup, I have to build a business. First find a big problem that really is facing by the common man, and on that you can start your kind of venture.
So, you've talked about like your company obviously is like huge. So, what are some of the time management in thing that you use, techniques that you use for when, like for juggling the responsibilities that you have at your age? You probably have like so many things to do at the same time. So
Which kind of
managing your
responsibilities?
so it depends. I feel like it depends. So for us, obviously, we're still in college and we have to juggle so many things and we're still learning how to do it. But you already own a company. So how do you manage your time with owning a company and your life as well?
So the entire time is for Generic Aadhaar itself. So I believe that whatever we do, we should enjoy that. And eventually, the building of Generic Aadhaar, I'm enjoying it. So 100% my dedication and my responsibility is Generic Aadhaar itself. So I cannot think apart anything from Generic Aadhaar now.
Okay.
So I believe that whatever things what we are doing on, it should be 100% with the dedication. And whenever we are getting up in the morning, we should not feel that this day is going to be boring. Because eventually, as an entrepreneur, we are responsible for our each day or each kind of thing what we are building on. So every day should be an innovation with an impact. So if when we have this kind of mindset, definitely things will change.
So what are some of the creative solutions you've come up with to the problems that you've already faced in your company during the building of it and during also like COVID you've spoken about, so all of that. So like creative solutions, कभी ऐसा अलग thought है, not like how everyone thinks, but something that's very different.
So the creative thought I will just mention over here, what we did an innovation on the creative thing in the pharma industry just for e-pharmacies. Okay, so today what kind of e-pharmacy? So what they build on, they have 48 hours fastest delivery. We have cut down to 2 hours. How we did that? We are giving the medicines directly from our retail stores what are present physically in each and every corner of the country. From there, we directly reach out to the consumers. So our retailers are our one-stop solution for that local areas for online pharmacies as well. So with that we have definitely retail stores are available so people can go there and buy the medicines. But with that, with an innovation in our software technology, we have bring that into e-commerce as well. So I believe day to day creative solutions for an entrepreneur or for an startup, creative solutions or the creative ideas are one of the important things. And every day to day we have the creative ideas, but one important factor is that about execution. Because if all of us have many various ideas today, but what we all are lacking is about the execution of an idea into reality. And I believe, and any kind of entrepreneur, or we have to be a budding entrepreneur, one important thing is that to find or to create your idea from idea to execution and real problem solving product. So that kind of thing what we are working on.
So Generic Aadhaar is global. So how did you manage to get it into that scale of business?
So as I mentioned earlier, that when we don't want to sell our product but people want to buy our products, so that is a real time that we cannot just be focused on kind of particular areas or something. So today we are present in each and every corner of the country. So Generic Aadhaar is just one company. In just 3 years of time, we have expanded our footprints across each and every state. So today Generic Aadhaar is present from Jammu to Kanyakumari, from Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh. And today in Assam, Manipur, Tripura, the 7 sisters, what we can say on the northeastern part, today we are present over there. And apart from this, today we are starting our stores in Dubai, UAE, or we are starting our stores in Cambodia, Myanmar, and every kind of stuff. So medicines, I believe that it is not a luxurious product, but a basic necessity of every individual, and that is our ecosystem what we have built, and we are going further for the same.
So I just again thought about this. So did you start your business online or did you start it offline? Like
Offline. Our main business is offline itself. So offline, how we are doing that? It is about the retail stores on ground.
Right.
So we are having our physical medical stores with the brand of Generic Aadhaar, whole software technology, everything with the medicines. So our main business is offline. But with that, if any senior citizens want the delivery of the medicines at their doorstep, that provision also can be. So as a pharmacy, when we talk about, so it is about affordability and accessibility, and that is the main reason we should be present in each and every corner of the country, and what we have did on which.
So how has your company adapted to market changes and technology advancements?
We have changed the market. So we don't want to add up for the market changes. Because of us, people have to add up for the market changes. So I believe that that is the real the thing what we are building into. Because of us, MNCs, they were selling the 10 rupees product at 10,000 rupees. We are selling the same product at 500,000 rupees maybe. So that is the change, and people are giving the positive response. So when people are going to another medical store, they are asking that हमको भी discount चाहिए. So that is the change what we have built into the industry, and in coming time, this will change, and more people response will be there. And today, Modi ji, our Prime Minister, is focused on making healthcare and medicines available. So we are on the same path.
So, how has Mr. Ratan Tata's mentorship helped you?
A lot, because I just turned up 18 when Ratan Tata sir himself have called me for the first meeting with him, because the first TEDx talk, because I was expanding my venture to 2025 stores that time we were having on, and my first TED talk went very viral on social media, and the views were around in millions. That was a time that how a teenager is solving the healthcare industry, generic versus brand. So Ratan Tata sir saw that video and he found it very impressive, and he invited me for meeting him. So when I explained him about my venture and innovation, that was a time my 15 minutes meeting went to around 2 to 3 hours. And that time he mentioned that I just want not to mentor you but also want to invest in your venture. So from there our venture started a good thing, and with this blessing today we are expanding day to day. Every day to day we are inaugurating 5-6 stores. So I am not able to go physically to inaugurate. So we are doing that openings online as well. So that is the thing what we are building on.
When the Balasore train incident happened, what are the steps that Generic Aadhaar took?
So we were the first pharma company to come forward after government approaches for helping the victims over there. Because Balasore, if you see Inno-Vision, it is a very small city, and the resources were not available at the primary healthcare. Is very important. So we were the first company to set up pharmacist team, 50 pharmacists to send over there free medicines, all medicines free of cost over there. So we sent over there for the people, and I believe that a lot of people have saved their lives into the country. And likewise, in many kind of initiatives we come forward, because I believe that medicines, it's not the kind of certain for certain people. It is for everyone. It is a necessity, and we are into making that available and accessible.
So I think that is it for this podcast. Thank you for joining us, sir. It's been a pleasure, and thank you for taking time out of your schedule to talk to us.
Thank you so much for having me here at your podcast.
So at this point, we would like to end the podcast, and we've learned about how Generic Aadhaar was created, sir's experiences during the creation and as well as before that as well. And I think that Generic Aadhaar has reshaped healthcare accessibility and the pharma industry as a whole. So, if you guys enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, comment, and share your feedback. And stay tuned for more interesting episodes and more interesting people. So, until next time,